What's up, everybody? It's your boy Ryan, and this is the Thunder Channel on Nootropics. So I want to talk about choline and B vitamins, and for a lot of folks, how to avoid getting side effects from taking choline supplements, because there is such a thing, and there's a couple of reasons why, but you can largely avoid it by doing this. In the meantime, what supports this broadcast, a couple epic nootropic products. Number one, the Cortex Stack, powerful, pre-made, motivation-focused mental energy nootropic stack. Either buy it singularly or do auto ship, which is Cortex shipped to your doorstep for cheaper every month at the same time. If you're new to Nootropics, Nootropics Ground Zero is a video course that I created for people that are new. It basically saves you 3 years, shows you the ropes, gives you stack, pretty much shows you everything if you're new. If you're a guy that has to race test, Viking Testosterone protocol, highly successful test racing protocol that I started years back, very effective. Last couple things, if you need my help personally, there are slots that are about to close. There's a couple people in the pipeline. One-on-one biohacking, either 3.5 months or 6 months. Just pull the trigger on it. Email me, ryan@livecortex.com, if you'd like to get on board, because right now there's like 3 guys that are sort of ready to close, and yeah, there's just people in the pipeline. So if you want to get on it ASAP so I can slot you. Okay, so the traditional side effect when people take choline supplements, and that includes citicholine, alpha GPC, even choline bitartrate for people, sometimes DMAE, sometimes centrophenoxine, though they're working differently, is lethargy, right? You get like some sort of tiredness and you're not really sure why. It's supposed to be improving your brain performance. You're like, what the hell's going on? What I think that is choline in the synaptic space that is not being used. It's just sort of sitting there, right? It mimics low, like mild cholinergic sludge syndrome, which is a place you definitely don't want to be at. And, you know, if you took like large doses of huperzine A, you would be putting yourself at risk for that syndrome. But, you know, one of the elements of that syndrome is lethargy, right? It's just sort of your brain isn't working the way that's supposed to. You feel tired. That's what happens when there's too much choline in the synapse. What people don't understand is, number one, if you're taking choline, you have to then be able to synthesize it. It's not just straight acetylcholine. GPC nor CDP, they're closer, but they're not straight choline. You still sort of have to synthesize it into actual acetylcholine. You're just giving precursors. Same thing with choline bitartrate. The process by which choline turns into acetylcholine is really high affinity choline uptake. Okay, it's a process by which your brain uses your dietary choline and then synthesizes it into acetylcholine to be used. If regular choline is kind of not being synthesized, sitting around, that's where you get side effects. So here's what you do. Number one, coliracetam. Coliracetam with your choline source, like just say you're taking choline by itself, if you're taking it with a racetam, you're still noticing lethargy. Add in 10 to 25 milligrams of coliracetam, and that should solve the problem, because now you're fostering uptake, right? It gets more nuanced than just taking a choline precursor. On the other hand, so that's one strategy, coliracetam, because its primary mode of action is high affinity choline uptake, fostering that. On the other hand, B vitamins it's like if you look at the chemicals necessary for neurogenesis, you have uridine, B vitamins, fish oil, magnesium, questionable, but probably to an extent, vitamin E. These are all necessary for you to, like if you take them together, to support neurogenesis, the spawning of new neurons. But B vitamins are a part of that. So those of you that get negative responses from cholinergics or choline precursors, you should take a B complex administered with the choline source in whatever stack that you're taking. If you're running into choline-based side effects, take a B complex because you're supporting acetylcholine synthesis, B5 I believe it is, and the general rest of the neurotransmitter support from the rest of the B vitamins is going to help you to not have choline just sort of building up in the synaptic space or wherever it ends up, not quite binding to receptors but causing lethargy. Last strategy would be if you need to get choline in because you just feel like you need it, you're taking it with a stack, or you've just come to recognize, hey, like I could use some more acetylcholine. When it works right, it definitely makes me process better, my memory's better, my focus is better, because it should be with cholinergic supplements or nootropics. Take your choline in the morning or your stack that contains cholinergics or any of the choline precursors. Take it in the morning and take it with a B complex when you wake up, okay? Because most people's sort of productivity time frame is, yeah, they wake up, maybe have some coffee, have some breakfast or whatever, and then go to town, go to work or do their business or do whatever it is they're working on. Right then is when you should take your choline supplement or your cholinergic stack, and you should administer it with a B vitamin, and it should be a high potency B vitamin. Something like Life Extension, I think it's called Bioactive B, very, very potent B complex, gives you more than enough, more than what you need, but it's useful in this particular situation. You'll urinate some of it out, but if there's reserves of B vitamins in the picture, it pretty much almost, because I can't say definitely because people are different, it pretty much almost guarantees you won't get cholinergic mismatches and side effects from taking choline supplements, okay? So recapping, yes, choline supplements can absolutely come with side effects, and you've got to understand why that is happening and compensate for it. The number one reason it's happening is because you're not synthesizing them into acetylcholine. That's what you ultimately need to be doing. You need to turn the choline into acetylcholine, and then it needs to bind to receptors. And there are mechanisms for that. High affinity choline uptake is the primary mechanism for that. You can augment that by taking coliracetam, again, 10 to 25 milligrams would be a good dose range, with your cholinergic stack or choline source. Separately, a B complex, okay? Taking a B complex with cholinergics in general, but if you're just taking CDP choline with like aniracetam as an example, or by itself, B vitamin is going to help you a lot to synthesize the acetylcholine from it and not leave it in the wrong places so that you don't have side effects. And then last thing, if you can't get any of this right and it's just not working for you, doses aren't right, you just haven't been able to figure out, even while taking coliracetam, try either coliracetam with a B complex in the morning with your stack, or just take the stack in the morning or the cholinergic in the morning and have a B complex. Again, a super potent one. Bioactive B from Life Extension probably works best. I mean, there's other potent ones out there, but that's the one I use, and it's very potent, has a lot of B's in it, okay? So I hope that makes sense. I know that's a common theme across the nootropic sphere, question-wise and experience-wise, and I've been dealing with it, on and off for many years. It's like you always have to know how to get the compound you're taking to properly work. That's where we sort of get into nuance. A lot of that in Nootropics Masterclass, some of that in Nootropics Ground Zero, obviously infused into working with people. I mean, that's one of the reasons I usually get the call from like big executives or big entrepreneurs that need brain performance, because I know the nuanced details. It's not just about a precursor. It's about, okay, I got to make that precursor work, and it's got to signal correctly. Then it has to bind correctly. Then it's got to clear correctly. There's a lot to it. So Cortex Stack, guys, get it, livecortex.com. Auto ship. Can't tell you how successful that's been. You get Cortex cheaper and shipped to your doorstep automatically. Sign up for it. Takes about a minute. Livecortex.com. Find the Cortex Stack. It's right on that page. Nootropics Ground Zero if you're new. Nootropics Masterclass if you're 2-3 years and want to ascend to the 6-year mark. Viking Testosterone Protocol if you're a guy that has to raise test. If you want to be a Viking, raise your testosterone. And then, work with me one-on-one basis. There are slots that are about to close at the moment. There's 6-month slots left, but 3.5-month slots are about to close. So there's not many options there, but there are some open. So email me, Ryan@livecortex.com, if you want one-on-one biohacking work. We're predominantly work on your energy, hormonal profile, brain performance, basically turning you into a productivity beast. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Talk to you next time.